Assalamu alaikum. My name is Javeria and I am from BSc 7A. Today I will be talking about social media trolls and their impacts on society. Social media is an excellent way to engage with the world around you and a great way for brands and companies to engage with users. While it can be a very positive thing, you'll probably run into trolls on the internet. We will be addressing the issue of losing the internet in the culture of hate by some trollers. So the question comes in our mind is, who is a troll? What is trolling? Trolling is used to describe a lot of different situations, but basically it's when someone posts an off-topic or inflammatory comment to disrupt an online conversation. Not all trolls are bad, some are goofy, but others can be more harmful. You might have heard the warning, don't read the comments, to try and avoid potentially aggressive online interactions. An example might be posting a deceitful and inflammatory post on Facebook memorial page deliberately designed to upset the person's family and friends. Many trolls are not even aware that their behavior could be considered as a cybercrime. Since it results into devastating mental health, it of course can affect the victim's everyday life and can be a constant source of distress and worry for him. Now, what do we know about trolls? There are psychological studies which show that majority of the trolls tend to be a male, showing high levels of psychopathy traits that results in low level of empathy, guilt, and responsibility for their actions, and high levels of sadism traits, which is the feeling of joy causing others physical and psychological pain. Now let's come to the types of empathy which could explain such seemingly pointless, harmful behavior. These are cognitive and effective empathy. Cognitive empathy is basically predicting how another person will feel, and effective empathy is sharing the emotional experience. Thus, people who were more likely to troll had significantly lower level of effective empathy, and people with high levels of cognitive empathy and psychopathic traits were more likely to troll. In other words, their high level of cognitive empathy indicates they are very good at understanding what hurts people, and their high level of psychopathy means they simply don't care. Our definition of trolling is different to how the media sometimes uses the word trolling to describe a broader range of antisocial online activities. Regardless of the strict definition, trolling can have serious physical and psychological effects on victims. These include lowered self-esteem, sleep disruption, depression, and in some cases, suicide. People hide their silly behavior under stupid explanations that internet or social media is not owned by anyone and we are free to do whatever we like to do. They do not understand the severity of the situation and how stressful it could get for the person facing it. Many trolls do not realize that how disturbing their comments could be for the victim. They take their frustration out by writing such comments and do not take the victim as a real living being receiving his insults and cruelty. So it's pretty clear that there are a lot of different flavors of trolling, and the mechanism behind it could vary too. Some of it's pretty harmless, detailing conversations to get a laugh or mess with other players in a game, but some of it can turn into bullying and have serious consequences. Psychologists are trying to understand where this behavior comes from and how these interactions affect our minds. Hopefully in the future we'll reach an equilibrium where people on the internet can feel free to express themselves anonymously without hurting others. And in the meantime, just remember, don't feed the trolls by giving them attention. Thank you.